we break the tipping point, when we go over the edge where it's 3 million every month and 3 million to walk in the park, guess who the game changes for?
All of us.
Everybody in the room. I'm with my beautiful goddess of a wife for nearly 4 decades.
Mike is now sharing his formula for a full life, allowing people to grow and expand their entire lives to achieve the impact that they want while building the wealth that they desire.
So if you are a business owner, if you run a mastermind group, you want to be involved with Mike. Take it from me, somebody who's worked with him on multiple levels. Mike is the real deal.
If there's one person in my list of who to surround yourself with, it's Mike Aguilera.
And now, please welcome Mike Aguilera.
Boom! Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, my man, Hank, how you doing tonight? Nice to see all of you. Hey, I would love for all of you, do me a favor, turn on your cameras. There's nothing worse than talking to a square black space there. I have a lot of incredible information that I am going to share with you today. I mapped it out right here for what is called the economic heat wave. Hey, Z, Chris, what's going on? Don Derry, I think I just sent you a video, my man. Do not watch it while you're driving. Don, not while you're driving, even though you're watching this while you're driving. So safety first, everybody. Hey, Christopher, what's up? Al, looks like you're there. Chris, what's happening? Matt, Cheryl, Karen, everybody, super glad to see you. And again, those of you not on camera, hey, love to see your happy face here. This is called Economic Heat Wave, How to Predict, Prepare, and Profit in Q4. The reason why I'm putting this together, and two things. One, I was just curious, like it is August, it's the end. I was like, who's the serious players? Who wants to become wealthy? Who wants to break boundaries? And if they really are serious, will they show up? So one, thank you for being here for the test. And I have a lot of people in my world that are there's like a couple of them, right? There's the ones that are figuring it out and they're really doing good. They're scaling, they're making money. They have no complaints. They're paying their bills, money in the bank. I got number two, they're working hard, but they're kind of on this hamster wheel. Do you guys know anybody? Tell me in the chat bar if you know anybody on a hamster wheel. They win a little bit, lose a little bit, win a little bit, lose a little bit. Maybe some of you don't have to admit it. I have some that are really just oblivious. They're like, I want more by doing completely less. I want more by learning less. I don't know that formula. So if you're here because you want to do less, learn less, and make way more, I'm not that person. You probably should jump off this thing right now. But if you do want to know, the things I'm thinking about right now, the things that I'm applying in our companies right now, the things that we're guiding companies in right now, then guess what? You're in the exact right place. And I'm glad that you showed up. I'm glad you showed up today. And if you listen and you apply and you do the right, and do you guys all have pen and paper? Can you grab some? If you do the right strategies at the right time, you'll get the right outcome. There's my my cousin Jeff there, who has not let me see his face for like over a year now. So hopefully he's writing notes tonight. But if you do the right stuff at the right time, you don't try to put $100 million strategies in a $1 million company. You don't try to put $50 million strategies in a $5 million company. You'll start to take traction. And we prove this now because in the last 4 years, we have over 115 exits. Now, give me a hand up if any of you dream about one day scaling a company, just maybe exiting, selling part of it. You just want your company to make you a lot of money someday. Give me a hand up. Okay, if you didn't lift your hand up, you either don't think it's possible, that could be, or you're just distracted right now. So I tell you, don't get distracted, because I found out now with 115 companies, 90% of them becoming decamillionaires. It's not about bragging about them. It's about bragging about what's possible. Do you need, answer me in the chat bar. That's how we're going to communicate. Do you need a lot of money to make a lot of money? What do you think in the chat bar? Type in no. Can you type in no? You don't. Do you need to be strategic to make a lot more money? Type in yes in the chat bar. Type in yes in the chat bar. You do. You need to be strategic. And when it comes down to it, why we say life, business, and wealth by design, because if it's not by design, it's by what? Cheryl, type in the chat bar. If it's not by design, hey, Mike Shin, I see it, it's by default. And default sucks, because default just gives you whatever you end up with, right? Nobody wants what's by default. You want by design. If you dial in the life and we dial in our mind, and in order to learn new skill sets, we have to change our what? Tell me in the chat bar. Some of you, I see, you've been in my world for a while, some of you. You got to change your mindset, right? And it's not about mindset. It's about mind what? Mind what? Growth. Write that down, everybody. So if we do not get mind growth, and we try to put new marketing in, new sales, new operation systems, we try to do a better culture, a different culture. We try to learn how to maximize money. We try to build upsells, downsells, sideways sells. We try to get cross-pollinated marketing with the same level of thinking. We will not get a new result. Can I get a boom in the chat bar, please? But I know for a fact over decades now, along with myself, and over 1,000 plus companies now. I keep saying 1,000, but I coached 1,000 companies in 2020. It's 2025 now. It's well way past that. It's the same formula every time. And it's the missing formula that I notice people are missing. They keep trying to learn skill sets. I'm going to go to podcasts, and I'm going to watch YouTube and Instagram videos, and I'm going to go to trainings, and I'm going to do all this with the same level of thinking. You're going to get the same level of result. Now, it was really cool because I did an on-site. Well, I just did one yesterday. I don't want to mention the person even though they're on here. I did an on-site yesterday, but I did an on-site 2 months ago. And Matt, you know what they told me? They told me on the on-site, they said, Mike, I had the top guru, the top of the all top, the biggest of the biggest in the auto mechanic industry. The top, the best, most paid expert in the world came out here. You know what they told them? Buy more, add more things. I went out there, I spent one day, I told them, get rid of stuff, and re-revolutionized the whole company. And now do you think it's scaling more or scaling less? Tell me in the chat bar. Does it become more peaceful or less peaceful? More certain or less certain? Now, that's because there is a formula to win. And I do want to let you know that a lot of times, if everybody is in the same industry, they're all trying to do the same what? Tell me in the chat bar. They're trying to do the same stuff. And if they're all doing the same stuff, how do you stand out, Mike Shin, doing the same stuff as everyone else? You can't. And here is the missing piece. And I wasn't even going to talk about this. I got a bunch of shit I got to talk to you about. You need to understand human behavior. You do. It's the difference between your people performing at a higher level or a lesser level. The difference between you performing at a higher level or a lesser level. And everything that you're stuck in your mind, oh, it's the economy, it's Trump, It's the birds. It's the massive amount of seagulls flying around that holding me back. It's the storm. Everybody seems to find a really good excuse. And instead of looking for excuses, write this down. Start seeing opportunities and formulas. Start seeing opportunities and formulas. Now, let me find out, because it always helps me out if I know a little bit where you guys are. So first, type in, where are you at in the world? Where are you at in the world? We right now, I'm losing track of how many countries we have people following us in, but I think it's probably 20 roughly now, that we have 20 different countries people following us in. So this always helps me know where you're at. So we got, all right, hey, Jersey, can't go wrong with Jersey in the house. Ohio, man, we got a fair amount of Jersey on here. All right, that's good. Philly, New York. All right, we got people from all over. Now, I want to do another poll because this also helps me. I know a lot of people that deliver trainings like this and they just have cookie cutter shit and they deliver only what's written in their notes and that's it. Me, I'm looking where you're at. I want to look at what industry you're in. We're in right now, everybody. We're in 120 different industries. 120. We have IT companies, cybersecurity companies, AI companies, plumbing companies, roofing companies, door companies. We got doctors, we got coaches. Type in, what industry are you in? We got martial arts companies in here, combat companies in here. All right, we got salon owner, martial arts, defense training, telecommunications. So here you go right here. You can see how many different companies they are. And the power of having not being okay, I hope can I be truthful with you guys? Or do you want me to give you kumbaya shit tonight? What do you want me to do? Truthful? Okay. Truthful is, I used to be a one-trick pony. Really, I was the best in the world at plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, drain cleaning, one-day bathroom solution companies. Like, there's still nobody in the world that can scale a blue-collar company faster than me. Just ask anybody, and they still don't even want to put me on stage with most of them, because even the biggest of the biggest fear when I'm on stage, because it's hard to shine a light. But if any of you do want to see me on stage, I'll be speaking to 400 people in end of September at a big show in Tulsa. I'll talk a little bit more about some opportunities for that. And I'll be in Orlando in November doing a big show out there. And then I'll be at something called the Wet Show, if any of you ever heard of that. And normally there's like 5,000 or 10,000 people there. But if you look at all the industries here, the secret sauce is to find something no one else is doing, put it in your company, and then your competitors can't keep up, and you'll get a competitive advantage. Can I get a boom in the chat bar if you're not driving? Amy, do not take. Okay, Amy gave me a fist bump. I'll take that. Now, I hope it's okay that I pull this one. I'm going to make it a broad sweep for this, so no one should be impressed or worried about it. I want to know, if you're a company under $1 million, just do 1 in the chat bar. You're under $1 million. I love people that are under $1 million, because I could take them to 5 and 10 million faster than anyone, because it means you don't have shitty habits yet. Give yourself a hand, please. Please give yourself a hand. When people get over $1 million, they start getting a big ego and take on really bad habits and stuff. So, okay, if you're under $1 million, I love you. Okay. If you're 1 to 5 million, just type in 5, because that's where you're heading. If you're between 1 and 5, I don't care if you're 2, 3, 4, just type in 5. All right. Welcome. You're probably stuck at 2 to 3. How do I know? Because you'd already be in the next bracket. Because anybody that falls in the 1 to 5 bracket, they're normally stuck around 2.5 or 3, because that's the point you don't understand marketing at a high level. You don't understand operations. You don't understand, scalability. You don't understand market penetration. You don't understand market awareness. It's all things you can learn. I promise you. You just haven't had anybody teach you yet. Can I get a boom for that? Okay. Now, the next bracket is 5 to 10 million. If you're in that bracket, give me a 10. Give me a 10. Normally, if you're in the 10 bracket, well, you're at the point. If you're humble, you're going to go to 30 million. If you have an ego, you're probably stuck at probably 7 to 8 million. Okay. Am I tracking in the chat bar? Tell me, guys, am I tracking what I'm saying here for some of you? Okay. And then if you're over 10 million, just type in 30. If you're over 10 million, type in 30. I normally have people that I was on a podcast today. I had a blast with a guy. He said, "Who do you work with?" I say, everybody that's like broke ass, all the way to probably under 50 million. Once they hit 30 to 50 million, you guys know. Do you know anybody that's doing 30 to 50 million? And is it okay if I curse? Give me a hand up. Can I curse? You'll just, okay, thank you for letting me be me. And if there's small children around, please just tell them, don't do what Mike says ever. The other day I had a little kid. I was like, oh, there we go. Now the kid's going to wake up one morning. The mom's going to say, get ready for school. The kid's going to go, fuck this or something, right? But I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not. This is who I am. Normally, if someone's between, do you know anybody between 30 and 50 million and they like crap vanilla ice cream? Do you know anybody like that? They've got all the answers to everything. Well, here's the deal. I've done over 500 million now in my two companies. I've coached over thousands of companies. I've written over 28 books, and I still consider myself knowing nothing. I don't know anything. I'm still learning every single day from people. And because I put myself in that, I don't have to have an ego trip out there, and I'm always in a state of learning and putting into place. And I think that's probably why you're here, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Will I teach you great stuff tonight? Absolutely. Will I extend an opportunity for some of you? Yeah. If you want it, cool. If you don't, no big deal. After doing 500 million, two huge exits, a little under 100 million in exits, I'm not here, and Food Dog's not here to sell you anything. We're here, if anything, to empower you to believe in you more. What do you want? You want to type in boom or amen? What the hell you want to type in? Because if I can get you to believe in yourself more, now this is not a fake it till you make it shit. Fake it till you make it is a stupid philosophy. That means you bought a fancy car you can't afford, and that's dangerous, right? You bought a house you shouldn't live in yet, and that's dangerous. You're using language you don't know what it does yet. We're not going to fake it till we make it. We're going to start to make it and make more of it. Are we tracking? Are you with me? We're going to make it so we can make more of it. And the more that you slay the things in your mind that are holding you back, your limiting beliefs, your programming of the past, the things like money doesn't grow on trees, or you're going to be a loser, or you're a tradesperson, you didn't go to college, or you were bankrupt one time. You know, the quickest success that happens for people is under the biggest resistance most of the time. How many of you had massive pressure? Like, I mean, I've been on my own since I'm 15. Pretty massive pressure. I've had big lawsuits, pressure. I've had people screw me in business, general managers try to destroy my whole business. Massive pressure. But if you look back in time, some of you, three things happen. One, massive pressure motivated the hell out of you. Type in motivation if you've ever had pressure and you started to perform, because there was no choice. Yeah, that's right, Amy. You had no choice but to perform. Okay. You had some people, massive pressure, and it became an identity of excuses, right? Massive pressure. I'm a loser. I can't win. You don't know, Mike. I was divorced. I lost my money. People did this shit to me, so I can't ever win. I remember someone telling me a while ago, you don't understand, Mike, because you weren't divorced. I was like, okay, tell me more. Like, did this happen to you like 5 years ago? No, but listen, Mike, I was divorced 30 years ago. I'm like, fucking 30 years ago? Your kids probably have kids by now, and you're still have this identity? How's it serving you? Now, I'm not making light of shitty things. I'm just saying some people, if you get motivated to change, you'll change. If you're motivated to suffer, you'll what? Type in the chat bar. You'll suffer. You'll suffer. Someone messaged me the other day. They're like, hey, I think I'm doing due diligence, which is something you do in a sell company. I'm like, I don't even know the person. I'm like, why didn't you message me? He goes, I didn't know you do that. I said, why aren't you getting on a call with me? He goes, well, how much is it? I said, it's nothing. Just get on a call with me. If you make mistakes and you sell to the devil, man, you're going to lose your soul. Not that all PE firms are bad, but a lot are. Not all M&A deals are bad, but most are. And if you do one thing right, tell me in the chat bar, anybody sell a company and you found out you met the devil? or hell or the monster? Tell me in the chat bar. I'm sure someone here has. So I'm like, reach out. So as together, we could remove suffering. Okay. Now, when you think of this stuff and we look at the past and we start to change our mind for a new future, I want you to write this down. Your biggest future that you decide you want is already built. It is. Your biggest future, you want to be debt free? It's already built. The minute you believe in it, it will start coming to you. I know it sounds like foo-foo bullshit to you, but it's not. I'm just telling you. Because if you have a little leverage, see, comfort is what holds people back. Conor McGregor, some of the greatest in the world, what happened? Mike Tyson, some of the best in the world. They got a lot of money, they got comfortable. What happened to them? They bit the ear off and they get their ass beat. But people who don't get comfortable and they don't get complacent and they stay in a state of discipline. Guy asked me on the podcast, Mike, you did over 500 million. You had 2 large sales. Why the hell are you on with me? That's my framing of what he was asking me. I'm like, why? Because who's going to save everybody? Who's going to save them? Someone's got to save people from themselves. That's why we're here. Let me give you a couple stats that I think are really exciting for some of you, for whatever you want to do. First off, there's 4.5 to 5 million baby boomer businesses that are going to transfer by 2030. Okay. You're saying to me, Mike, what do I care about the 5 million baby boomers that are going to transfer business by 2030? This is a what? From 2025 to 2030. I don't care what your position is. I don't care if you're broke. I don't care if you're starting a business. It does not matter. This is like the industrial age of 1920. You have the greatest opportunity to build wealth unlike ever before, but it's got to start. What am I going to say? Type in the chat bar. That's right, Brian. It's got to start now. If you see me here, Amy, at 7:30 at night in August doing this for you, and then after I'm done, I was on with my team before, I'll be on with my team after, I'll be on with my team Saturday, I'm with my team Sunday, not because I have to, because it's the land of opportunity. Gold coins are getting ready to fall from the sky. Some of it's already falling. Okay? Now, baby boomers, how many of you are business owners? Type in business in the chat bar, but type it all caps, loud and proud, okay? I don't want none of this whining bullshit. Loud and proud, you're a business owner. You know why? Because you're a bad employee. Truth? Type in truth. Truth? You know what, Matt? I'm a shitty employee. You know why? I got a lot of fucking opinions, man. I really do. That's why when I sold the company to the PE firm, I was, they couldn't keep me as the CEO long. I got a lot of opinions because I feel like I'm pretty intelligent. And that's why you go into business for yourself. Now, if you're a business owner, look at you guys. I love what you type in the chat bar. I know you. I know all of you. I know who you are. You're just a reflection of myself. I get it. I understand your struggles. I understand the pains. I understand that stuff, right? That's why probably you're here with us. Now, if we have 5 million of them retiring, is there a good chance that some of them are in your industry? Yes or no? Type in the chat bar, yes or no. Are some of them in your industry? Yes. And if you don't go save them, if you don't go put them together in your company, I don't care where they're at in the world. We're a global economy right now. It's brilliant. We have roughly about 20 team members, maybe more now, in 6 different countries. Come on. But you have a secret sauce, and there's an opportunity. And if you don't help them with the opportunity, where are they going to end up working? Tell me. How are these business owners that have been doing it for 50 years that are scared of AI, technology, UFOs, whatever the hell they're scared of? What's going to happen to them? They're your friends. They're your parents' friends. They're your grandparents. They're people you know. They're going to work at Walmart, which is okay. We need people to work there because when I go in there, people got to find my shit for me. I can't ever find it if I go there. But that's not what helps them. But I want you to imagine, how do we take this baby boomer and make it a win-win-win? A win for you, a win for them, and a win for the world. Are you liking this or yet? Can you unmute everyone? Well, I don't know. We're not unmuting everyone, but because that sounds dangerous to me. But if you have something to say in the chat bar. Okay, so we have an opportunity. We have people. You just got to go find them now. And do you need money? Do you need money to buy companies today? Yes or no? Type in no. I'm giving you the answers. This is the best test you're ever going to take ever. I'm giving you the fucking answers. You don't need money. You need the strategy, everybody. You need the strategy. We did a 3-day event called Venture Velocity. Was anybody there? Type in yes if you were there. I'm not telling you about it because you could attend it because we don't have it right now. We don't have it coming up. I don't have any plans. Maybe in 2026. Maybe I should do it virtually for you guys. And it's all about how do you take that opportunity, build a win-win, take them in as it could be a partnership, it could be a licensing model, it could be a transition model. We could do it as a percentage of profit over time, percentage of revenue over time. We could do it as an ascension out, a pyramid structure. Not pyramid, bad pyramid, pyramid where they win the more it does. There are so many ways to do this. And most of the people that are trying to talk about today, it's dangerous. Dangerous. They're telling them, oh, take equity in companies. Okay. Should I enlighten you on the danger of taking equity in a company? Yes or no? Tell me in the chat bar. Yes or no? What should we do here? I should tell you? Okay. Let's do it. So, Chris, you go out, you find a company. They're like, oh, man, Chris, I love you. You're one of the best builders in the world. And I would like to give you equity in my company. And you're like, oh, all right, man. Sounds good. I could help you. And I said, I'll give you 40%. You take on 40% equity now. Yeah. And you made no money yet. You'll make it in the future, but nothing this year. And tax time comes around. And you now have to pay that percentage of tax for the free equity you got and you didn't make $1. And you say to yourself, oh, answer it in the chat bar. Oh, and then you start calling me. You guys start calling me. Oh, shit. Right? Because people come on with me all the time. You can imagine how many calls I do. It's, oh, Mike, yeah, I got equity in company. I said, how do you have it? Oh, but I said, okay, what happens tax season when you get the bill? Well, they start studying. I'm like, oh, man, who are you listening to online? So there's an opportunity there. Okay, AI and automation. Amazing opportunity, amazing risk. You love ChatGPT, you sleep with it, you talk to it. It's your new best friend. But there's a risk to it because you know why? It does drive down opportunity cost, but what else does it drive down? It starts to drive down the value of you too. It definitely drives down human touch 100%. How many of you, be honest with me, type in the chat bar, you get on the phone and the automated system and you start yelling the R word. What's the R word you yell? Anybody? Just me? My wife's like, oh man, representative. Andrew, I'm like, give me a representative. Now, I'm not saying there's not a place for the robot. I'm just saying right now, the same thing happened with the internet, the same thing with the iPhone. When technology expanded, there was a busting point where people craved human what? Tell me in the chat bar. People craved human connection. I told the guy in the podcast today when he said, how do people get in touch with you? I said, find me on Facebook and send me a private message. It will be me, not a robot. It will be me, myself. And if you guys message me, which makes what? A competitive advantage. I know if I message Mike, I'll get it. I don't know. I can't always get back in 24 hours, but I always get back. And there's no robot there because the human touch. So write this down. You get a choice in everything you do to make it a hero or a villain. I'm a hero to you guys. I hope I am. Otherwise, you would have bounced off already. I'm a villain to a lot of other people, aren't I? Because when I'm on here saying, look, when you come to our trainings, we're not gonna smoke dope together. We're not gonna drink alcohol. We're not gonna go to the bar. If you like that, that's you. You're probably not coming to our events. We got no alcohol, no drugs. We're not doing. You don't have to lift up your shirt and show your naked body. I'm a villain to them, but I'm a hero to the people that believe in that, right? So there's positioning and hero and villain, and I want you to write that down because that's a competitive advantage this year. Economic cycles, okay? Recessions breed billionaires. Recessions breed billionaires. Now, a lot of people are trying to go for a target that to me doesn't make sense yet. So I ask people, and those of you that have joined, hey, welcome. Those of you not on camera, love to see your face if we could. So a lot of people have a target, and I say, what are you doing in revenue? They're like, oh, I haven't broke $1 million. Okay, what do you want to do in 3 years? 200 million. I'm like, man, can we just go for 10 million first? Can we go for 20? Like, you haven't broken $1 million yet. Can we just get to 10 and then we'll go to 50? So what happens is some people are setting their target so far, it's an impossibility to reverse engineer it at your skill set. Are you tracking? If you want to reverse engineer 5 million or 10 million, pretty easy. I don't care if you sell product, coaching, services, plumbing, right? You need so much marketing. So many people raise their hand, get them to say yes so much, get them to pay so much, get them to pay more over time, retention. It's a formula. But if you're going to try reverse engineering 100 million and you're 1 million, well, this sometimes becomes overwhelming for people. Okay. And I get it because any of you in a service company, I had 165 trucks. Some of you might be bigger than me, but that's a fair amount of stuff to track. 200 employees. It's a lot to track. I mean, shit. Imagine what our cell phone bill was like, right? Just tracking the cell phones is a chore. So with this economic cycles that we have that's going on here, you guys have a land of opportunity because we are in a what? A dip, right? And we are fighting so hard to break out of that dip. I'm going to tell you what I've told everybody and my clients on here. I have a lot of my legacy clients on here. They'll tell you I've been ranting this over a year. 2025 is the cycle of what? Starts with an F. Who's in my world? Foundation, right? 2025, foundation year. I'm not looking to scale this year. It's foundation year. 2026, tell me, Andrew, Hank, Cheryl, Mike, Chris, boom. We start rocketing it up. 26, 27, 28, boom, just like this. Vertical. We go vertical. And then those of you that want to sell, exit, transition to your family, I'm not the guy that tells everybody to sell business. If you love it, keep it forever, right? Like, keep it forever. Hand it down to family. I'm good with that. I work with a ton of family. I work with a ton of any of you in business with your husband or wife or significant other, type together in the chat bar. I mean, we're pros at this because 70% of our members in our programs are husband and wife, right? We understand the dynamic. Me and my wife are partners. Me and Aaron are partners on here. Me and my wife are together. If some of you are any of you new in my world, type in new. Are you new? You just popped on here and like, hey, what's happening? Nice to see you if you're new. But me and my wife are together for over 4 decades, right? Hey, Chris and Rosie, you guys are new. So my beautiful wife on here, Jennifer, we're together since we're 15 years old. We understand the dynamics of children growing up and young children, and we homeschool their children. So we want to make sure that we can help you understand all those pieces, but the economic nature and what do you do now in this economy makes a big deal. I'm watching people doing marketing now in the end of August. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right timing. What happens at the end of August and first 2 weeks of September? Are people focused or distracted? Tell me. What's happening? Focused or distracted? Probably distracted some, right? Vacations, kids, back to school, getting kids off to college, dropping them off, a lot of distraction. That means your strategies have to shift. They don't go away, they have to shift. Okay, next thing, we're in the land of private equity and roll-ups. If you know you want to exit a company someday and you want to sell it, when do you build the plan for that? Later or now? What do you think? Now. I see some of you pointing your fingers. Now, you build it now. How do you build a company to exit? You find the best in the world that has exited companies to tell you, here's what I would do to scale and exit your company. That's the fast track. I was telling somebody today, I still didn't get a chance to do the Facebook Live video because I was still working right up to this point. I was going to say, how do you save 10 years in an 8-hour day, Chris? That's what I was going to do on my Facebook. How do you save 10 years in 8 hours? You know how you do it? You have somebody come to your company, virtually or in person, and watch everything and look at everything's happening and then tell you, I see this, now do this. That saves you a decade. It saves you a decade from making mistakes. It saves you a decade from unwinding things that you put in place. Can I get a boom? Does that make sense? It's the fast track. But most people are going to send their kids to college for 20, 30, I don't know, how much is college a year for a decent college for your kids? How much? 20,000? 30? Some of you 50? You send your kids to college, you're not investing in yourself to get someone to look at your business and say, this is what I would do. I would do it if I was you. And some of these industries, man, if you don't redefine it quickly, you got like it's like the panda, what was the Kung Fu Panda, right? The swish thing, like the death touch. If you don't know your company and what's coming with technology, AI, and a lot of things, you might be getting ready to do that swish thing, get killed, death touch out, right? Bookkeeping, copywriting, graphic design. Now, does that mean it goes away completely? No, it means you need a new path. And if you have not been in a strategic level up here and you're trying to do a new path down here, you're probably going to get run what? Tell me in the chat bar. You're going to get what? Run over. You're going to get run over. Now, I want you to look real quick. I know you're taking a lot of notes and I'm moving fast because I'll give you, who wants the replay? Type in replay. If you want the replay, I'll get you guys the replay. You can slow it down. You can listen to me, but I'm New Jersey fast today because a lot of people say, Mike, you should give less. And I don't believe in giving less. I believe in giving more. You go back and watch it again. Okay. Now, private equity and roll-ups, there's a huge opportunity in the next 5 years. You know why? Because in the next 5 years, there's a fight for giants. That's what there is. Okay. There's a fight for giants to win the market takeover. I don't care if you own hair salons, roofing business, mechanic business. They want to do a global takeover because with takeover, they got buying power. And with takeover, guess what? They could put a lot of pressure on the industry. So you're either taking over or going to be taken over. Yes? Tell me in the chat bar. Yes? You're either going to take over or you're going to be taken over. Because the Amazons aren't getting smaller and the AI companies are getting bigger. And that's why you have so many roll-ups right now, because people got to put the money somewhere, so they're just going in any industry. I don't care if it's medical. We got people that are medical in our world, nutritionists, martial artists. We got people in the energy field world. And it's the same thing I tell them. Look, we either got to be ready to position. Now, if you know the big ones are going to take it over, you have a choice. Be bigger than them or build it. You know how you get bought out? Become the biggest thorn. You should write that down. You want to make a lot of money? Become the biggest thorn in the industry. If you're the biggest thorn, they either have to crush you or buy you. That's what happened to me in gold medal. They came in and they said, I couldn't beat you because I strategically built defense and marketing. I knew exactly how I was layering all the marketing pieces to build a wall. I learned that probably 30 years ago from Dan Kennedy. Build a fence around these things. They kept trying to poke at it. You've probably seen them, Brian, wrapping their buses and stuff, airplanes. They couldn't beat it. So you know what they do? It's cheaper to buy you than to fight you. Is this making sense? Can you give me, yes, make sense in the chat bar? When you're around strategic people doing strategic things, you're going to move way faster. You're just going to. All right, so that's private equity. The last part of this is the wealth transfer. The wealth transfer right now, because of the baby boomers, we are in a historical moment of wealth transfer. Now, I'm not talking about Bitcoin and this stuff too. And I think all of these things play a part if you're educated enough in it. I'm just saying there's a big wealth transfer happening. Things are changing. Real estate portfolios are changing. Stock portfolios are changing. Business portfolios are changing. Can I share with you what I think is the greatest wealth vehicle of all time in history? Yes, tell me in the chat bar. Greatest thing, your skill set. Your business skill set Somebody was trying to compete with me against their real estate strategy against business scaling strategy. If I buy $1 million property today, barring it went bankrupt and it's on a beach in Malibu or something, I buy $1 million property. In 5 years, that might be worth how much? Take a guess in the chat bar. What could it be worth? Rosie, you want to take a guess? I mean, I buy a $1 million property. What in 5 years? Okay, 1.6. Bob says 10 million. Possibly depending where it is, but pretty rare that any of you have bought a $1 million $1 million property and it's going to be worth 5 million. How do I know? I bought a property. I still own it. 15,000 square foot commercial building. It's right on the turnpike. It's got a 120-foot flagpole, turnpike exposure. Brian, you know the property. I bought it for 3.5. I probably put 500. It's worth 4 million, and I own it for a decade, and it's maybe 4.5, 4.8 million. And that's a decked out property in a decade. So I realize what you're saying, and you're probably better at it than me. And it is a debt-free property, and I have a deal on the table now. But if you had a company that's 1 million, and that company at 1 million, let's just say it was 40% profit, which is possible. Could be more if you're better. If it's 40% profit, then the profit's 400,000. I could get a multiple of a 10 on that, which means I could have what? I can make a lot more money faster with my skill set. And I could repeat that over and over. Once you understand, see, most people in my world that either end up in my world, when they first enter, they don't have the skill sets of all the systems. But once you have it for what? Tell me in the chat bar. Once you understand call center, once you understand outbounding, once you are a master at marketing, once you're a master at sales, you're not a master at sales because you could sell shit. No. You're a master at sales because you could get hundreds of other people to sell as good as you or better. Then you're a master at sales, right? When you understand financial excellence, when you have that, you could rinse and repeat it. You could throw it at 5, 10 different companies. Now you have a wealth machine, and this is the world to do that. So if I was going to give you guys any formula today to scale things, I would say number one investment, scale your skill sets, guys. Scale your skill sets. Most of your companies, you probably should put 10 to 20% applied to skill sets of you and your team. Most of the time when I do a on-site of some kind, one of the biggest deficits I see is they have not invested in scaling their team. They haven't invested in it. They haven't given them the skill sets. They haven't brought experts to them to teach them how to level up. But if you level up and they don't level up, tell me what happens in the chat bar. If you level up and they don't level up, you created an anchor, not a fuel. If you level up and they level up, they'll push you to level up again. You'll level up, they'll level up. And then guess what? You know what happens, Brian? Someday you sell your company, a bunch of those employees leave, they go to other companies, those companies scales because those people are so fucking smart. I had 200 employees at Gold Medal. You know how smart they are? All smart. They all went to other companies and scaled those companies because they were smart. Not because I made them smart, because I invested hundreds of thousands per year to make them smarter. And do some of them you make smarter, do they leave? Yeah, but they're loyal even when they leave. They're loyal even when they leave because they know you made them what? Type in the chat bar. You made them what? You made them smarter. Okay. So here's what I want to talk about now is I want to go into some of the blind spots. I want to talk about some of the blind spots that are happening right now. Now, this is about Q4 because Q4, if you write a note down, Q4 is the springboard, okay, to 2025. You should be looking at Q4 as pullback like this, pull back. Now, what is pull back looking like, Amy? It looks like exactly what I've been telling you. You pull back, educate yourself. Brian, you pull back, you educate your people. Anytime someone tells me, you know, my partner, my team, my managers, they're not into that training stuff. I go, perfect. If I partner with your company, I'd fire them. I would have no choice. Because if they're not a fuel, they're a what? An anchor. If they're not a fuel, they're an anchor. And there's too many people in the world that want to learn to get more, not learn to get less. Do any of you want less in life? I mean, do you want less? None of you want less. You want more, right? How do you get more? You got to do more. So this is the springboard right now. So that's one of the blind spots I see people is they're not investing or they're investing in the wrong damn things. They're investing in the wrong things in 2026. What do you got to invest in? Competitive advantage, right? Differentiation. What is your brand? How does it compare to the other brands? Most people today, not all, Brian, most people are a little better, Andrew, a little better than better. Why? Because you've been chasing what's out there. I look at the market like this. Well, Brian, you know, we're going through some stuff. I look at the market and I look at everybody in my sandbox. And I examine what everyone is saying in the sandbox. And then I look at where I'm positioned. And then I go ahead of it, Hank, and I say, everyone's positioned here. What does it take to be positioned above all the positioning? Who would ever think? Tell me, you guys, let's do a quick vote. How many of you, hand up if you use ChatGPT at all? Okay, watch this. Ready? Type in the chat bar, what is your number one search when you're asking a question? ChatGPT or Google? Tell me in the chat bar. Let's do a poll. Chat only, one Google. Chat, both. Chat. Who would ever think? You never thought that something or someone could come in and put pressure on Google. Did you ever think? Tell me in the chat bar. You never thought in a million years. And here we are with ChatGPT, something that you can go in today and say to it, right? How many of you are using ChatGPT to save money in your company? Put $signs in the chat bar. Hank, the other day, I was buying something. I said, ChatGPT, is there a coupon code or anything? Now, I don't need a fucking coupon code, but shit. I also believe if I could save money, I could give money away to other people. So I said, is there a coupon code? It said, here's 5 of them. I typed it in. 30 seconds later, Hank, 20% off. The company doesn't care they're giving me 20% because I'm a buyer for life now. And that took 30 seconds to do it. But the strategy is above the strategy. That's a bunch of people, Hank, saying, how do we crush Google? How do we crush Amazon? Now, if you knew for a fact that ChatGPT, you could go in there and say, I'm looking for the blender. I want the best one at the highest rating with the best reviews at the best price. Can you find it? It shows it to you and you go ship it to my house. And in 1 minute, the thing finds it, shows it to you, ships it to your house and sends you videos so you know how to use it. You're fast. You're done. So buying become quicker, right? Buying's become quicker. Yeah, Bob, I believe time is money. I'm selling my truck the other day. I thought it was worth 35, 40,000. I had people texting me weird shit. I went to the dealer. Dealer says, can't do that. He wasn't even going to give me an offer. I said, what will you give me for it? He said, 26.5. I said, all right, fucking take it. Take it. What was I going to do? Spend a lot of time to make what, $5,000 or $8,000? I could work with one company and make another couple $100,000. I could do one strategic call with a company and get 10 or 20,000 for a couple hours at a time. I could go do one speaking gig and get 35,000 for an hour. What am I going to jerk around for that? Nope. Time, boom, valuable. Move it on. Move on fast. All right. Type in something, a strategy you already took away from this call. And they're going to win. And the guy's happy. And I'm happy he's going to win. All right. Type in something in the chat bar. I'm going to give you another competitive thing for Q4 to be planning. Okay. Scale my skill set. 100%. Yeah. Most people that don't scale their skill set, they always tell me, I don't have time. Eventually, you're going to be forced to have time. You will. It's somebody was saying health is not their top value. It's not one of their top values. You know what, Mike Shin? Health will eventually become everyone's top value in time. It will. Because eventually something we age. We prevent it. I mean, my metabolic age is 43, so I'm beating it by 12 years, but I want to beat it more because I want to avoid. I don't want it to have to be my core value later of caring. I want it to be a value now. Forced value, right? Transfer of wealth. Okay. Brand could be to others. All right. Beautiful. You guys are picking stuff up. Membership and subscription models. Q4. How many of you have a membership or a subscription model of some kind? Type in the chat bar yes or no. Okay, I see some hands up. Yes, yes, yes. How many of you are just pissed off because not enough people are on it? Yes, sir. You're pissed off? Yeah, heads are like, I get it. I've been pissed off too. Okay, but here's the deal. It's not a problem with people. It's a problem with the model and positioning. And so we're going to become a subscription model world, man. That's the only place we're going to be. You're going to have $2,000 a month. You're going to give it to a company and they're going to say, what kind of car, what kind of food, what kind of clothes do you want? And we're going to end up there. Probably a decade, we will end up there. If you're going to exit a company and you also want security of a company and you want to make money while you sleep, let me ask this question. How many of you have a subscription model that sells itself incredible while you sleep? Yes? Or middle finger I don't know. Can you even put a middle finger in the thing? I don't even know if it's there. If it's there, it would be fun if you did it. Okay. Some of you, yeah. Some of you are like, Z's like, yep, I sell it while I sleep. Now, how many of you have 5,000 or more members on your subscription model? Anybody? No. Maybe some of you do. If we know that subscription and membership models make sense, and you know you don't have enough, or you're not selling it 24 hours a day while you sleep, how many of you, let me do one more poll, how many of your membership models have 3 different levels at least? Yes or no? 3 different levels, yes or no? I see some, okay, good. How many of you are surprised people don't buy more of it? Tell me. Okay, surprised. Surprised people don't buy it. You're surprised people don't refer it, right? Now, if you know it makes sense, I'm going to take a guess here. My guess is you either have not put the focus on it enough or you don't have a better strategy. Tell me in the chat bar. Not enough focus or not a better strategy. If you don't have a better strategy, but you know it could be more, then it's because you need someone to teach you how to make it better. You need someone how to make it better, right? If I look at gold medal, I've had, I don't know what I had, 50 or 70,000. My CEO Warrior was a subscription model. We're pretty much a subscription type model now, an MRR model, they would call it, monthly recurring revenue model, right? So, but it is a strategy for you to make sure you build in Q4. And if you could make it better now, but get ready to launch it better in Q1 of 2026, because you're going to have a competitive advantage to do that. Okay. But you have to get there. You have to get there way faster. If you don't have multiple levels, the levels might be off. It might actually be priced too low, right? That happens. You might have too many levels. There's a lot that's built into membership programs, but I want all of you to have one and I want you all to win. Now, the next thing is for Q4 to work on for you to win, which is all about the springboard, right? To 2026. How many of you is your company a 24-hour run organization? Efficiently, it runs 24 hours. It's selling shit 24 hours, morning, noon, and night. There's people working 24 hours, morning, noon, and night. There's reporting 24 hours, morning, noon, and night. And I realize some of you, maybe you don't, if you run a service type company, you send somebody to a house, you should at least have a minimum of 2 shifts. Depending if you live in cities and different stuff, you might have 3 shifts. But if you don't have a company, right, Cheryl's like, you got to sleep. Well, I didn't say how many of you are working 24 hours. I'm saying there's a strategy to build what I call the 24-hour run organization. That means you have things that are being run on multiple time zones that cost you less money to get you way more results. I watch people trying to get their marketing done during their normal hours of their day by companies. Well, if you got your marketing to be executed while you slept, so in the morning it's already there, and at night it's already there, and it's moving like this, all your stuff, your Instagrams, your Facebook, your Meta ads, your TikTok, your YouTube, your LinkedIn. If it was all a machine that worked 24 hours a day, how much further would you go? Tell me in the chat bar. If communication to your customers, the emails, 24 hours a day, if it just happened like this, 24 hours a day. So you may not know how to do it yet. It's just because you haven't been taught how to do it, and you probably have some belief systems in there. But if you could just consider for a moment the land of possibility that while you're sleeping, something or someone's awake, and the something or someone that's awake wants to work, and they want to build your company for you because they believe in it, we can make a lot what? Type in the chat bar. We can make a lot more. And we're at that place right now. We're at that place in history right now. That's why I'm giving this to you. I don't want this to be just fun. I don't want it to be just educational. I want it to be transformative, and I want it to be a catalyst that you hear something on here that when we're together, you go, holy crap, that is incredible. I remember on that, you said become 24 hours. I did it, and I got that. You said get your subscription membership to close. QVC. I don't watch it anymore. My dad, does anybody watch QVC, or you had a parent just loved it? Anybody's parent buy a lot of stuff off QVC? No? Okay. Maybe it's a generational thing, right? But QVC, you could get on at 3 in the morning. How do I know? When my kids were little, I used to take the one shift and, rock my son, whatever, 2 in the morning and feed him a bottle, and you got to watch something. So what are you watching? QVC, and they're selling some kind of cream or jewelry. And I always thought to myself, who the fuck is watching QVC at 2 in the morning? And then I thought to myself, everybody that's got a little baby's watching QVC in the morning, and people are buying it. So if people are buying QVC at 2 a.m. in the morning, well, does TV shut off at 2 in the morning for you? Does Netflix shut off at 2 in the morning? Cheryl, does YouTube shut off at 2 in the morning? Does anything shut off in the middle of the night for you? No, nothing, just your stuff in your house. That means there's buyers that are waiting for you. Now, if you got this dialed in, tell me, how fast could you scale from now to 2030? Yes? Tell me how much. How much more could you scale? A lot more. A lot more. Okay. All right. I would like to do something here, if it's okay with you. I got more strategies that I got to talk about. But before I talk about more strategies, this is what I thought. My team is going to be like freaked out because I never did this before. And it's not even on the plan, and they have the agenda. But I'm going to try it because I love trying stuff new. Here's what I thought I would do, Cheryl. And it's truthful. I just thought of this just now. And that's the struggle. The struggle is real, Karen, with my team, because they're like, we never know when Mike will end. We always know when it'll start, and we never know what it'll change. And I pretty much change everything. So here's what I want to do. I have a new, it's a mini documentary. It's 10 minutes. But I thought this would be cool. Why don't we do this? If you're up for it, I'd like to play the 10 minutes. I want you to watch it, but I want you to tell me in the chat bar, Brian and everybody, Rosie, all of you, in the chat bar, while you're watching it, I want you to say in the chat bar, Mike, if you answered this question for me tonight, next time we're around, I'm giving you a big hug. Okay, would that be cool? I never did that before. I mean, I have a whole agenda of strategies here, but I thought, hang on, I want you to see the mini documentary. It's 10 minutes. And if you guys have a great question on how to, I know you'll give me a hug anyway, but if you had a great question on market domination, strategy, do I invest in meta ads? How do I recruit? How do I hire? What do I buy? What's an expert? When do I sell? I'm thinking I'm going to give you an opportunity of a lifetime because people pay me a really lot of money to have the opportunity to ask me stuff. A lot of my members here invest a ton in education for that. I'm going to give all of you this opportunity tonight. Does that sound fair? Type in fair in the chat bar. If it is, and you're all in, if you're all in, type in all in. If you're all in, type in all in. And the other thing my team loves is they're like, Mike, you spent like 6 hours building this masterclass for everybody, and then you went completely rogue. And boom, welcome to Mike A's world. Okay, so you know the deal. I'm going to start the video. It's about 10 minutes. You're going to love it. Some of you have not saw the whole 10 minutes of this video. Enjoy it. You'll see me maybe even dancing a little bit in it. While you're watching it, you're going to do what? You're going to put a killer question in that chat bar. If not, I'll go back to delivering the information I have here. I got a lot more for you guys, but you got an opportunity. All right, let me bring this up. You're going to sit back, relax, and you're going to write some questions. As soon as it plays, my team's going to tell me if you're doing some good questions. My team, when it comes on and you hear the sound, give me a thumbs up, Megan, that you hear it. I understand the journey you're on. Oh, I do. I understand the struggles you have, the late nights, the early mornings, and the confusion. You're trying to do everything that you think you can do to just manage this thing of life and this game of business. You feel energized during the day, but then you come home. You're trying just not to break. You're trying not to crack. You want financial peace. Isn't that what you want? You want a life that feels rewarding and energized, but it seems like such a far distance. How do you create life, business, and wealth by design? I'm Mike Agliaro. I've been with my beautiful wife for well over 4 decades. I've scaled companies. I've done over 500 million. And what I want to tell you, if you're looking for a place to connect your relationship, get closer with your spouse, get closer with your kids, and start living a life of experience, go from chaos to certainty, from confusion to focus, and from average to unstoppable, I want to invite you into our world, the Food Dog Group.
Before Food Dog, we had very low net profit. Average HVAC, single digit number, even some months negative numbers. Ever since joining, we have achieved double-digit net numbers.
When we started with Mike, we were under $1 million. This year we should be hitting $5 million.
Sold our company, we're building more companies.
I've been a business owner since I was 17 years old. Being here, I feel like I've never learned business. An epiphany is happening.
Trying to grow a $1 million business with $100,000 thinking never works out really well. And to try to build a $5 or $10 million business, being taught by someone who never did it is a sure form of disaster. A lot of people that come to us, they're coming, well, not only because we've coached well over 1,000 business owners, and they call us the coach to the coaches today. It's not just the wisdom and it's not just the knowledge, it's about the application. That's what these people are showing up for. They're showing up for a proven plan that's modifiable, put into their company, so they leave with the blueprint, the scroll of how to take their life from where it is to where they want it to go. After doing this for over 3 decades, scaling companies, doing over 500 million plus in sales, exiting 2 companies, coaching thousands of business owners, and creating what I think, at least as of today, probably more decamillionaires than anybody. I found out that there was a couple models, systems that were hidden. People just didn't know how to find them. So I went deep into not only my success, I went through my journey. So let me give you a couple wisdoms of some of our proprietary systems we built. The first one, it's called the Pinnacles. The Pinnacles are built of 3 identical wheels in size, but each wheel is different. See, there's a life wheel, there's a business wheel, and there's a wealth wheel. If your business wheel is not working, the culture, the marketing, or maybe the sales, the operation, if that's not working, does that start to affect your family? Yes. I know it does. Now the life wheel, if that's out of balance, if your health is out of balance, or your relationship is out of balance, or your money is out of balance, does that start to affect the business? Yeah, so there's a direct correlation. Now, the third one, the wealth pinnacle. When you have all three of these aligned, they're working together. Look at it like an all-terrain vehicle that's gonna climb up a mountain. When you have all three wheels working, you got traction, and you start to go up the mountain. But if one of the wheels starts to fall apart, it directly affects the other wheel. That's why you want to not only understand the pinnacles, you want to master it. Now, the next part that I want to talk to you about is the powers. You have to understand our powers, the Food Dog Powers, digs into not only your logical, your conscious thinking mind, but it digs into your subconscious. You're like, Mike, what's the subconscious? It's everything that happened in your life, which the majority of people today, unfortunately, have sales trauma, marketing trauma. So we have to dial in on that mind growth section. Now, after that, the second main core part of this powers, Food Dog's powers, is skill power. You need to have coaching. You need someone who's gonna help you, but you don't need someone to ask, so what do you think you would do? You need some form of managing, because a lot of you just don't know how to manage your time. You don't know how to manage your relationships. So not only do you need the coaching, you need the managing. And some of us need a form of accountability, but you don't need accountability. You need accountable programming inside of you. See, when you have accountable programming, you don't have to have someone else beg you to do what you need to do. So what's the third main part of this power? It's action. And I know you've heard it from all the muscle people out there. You gotta take relentless action and grind it out and jog 1,000,000 miles. But I haven't jogged 1,000,000 miles, and I didn't have to grind it out like that. The two core models here is the pinnacles, the life, the business, the wealth, wheels by design. And we look at the powers, where there's the mind, there's the skills, and there's the actions of it. Then what's the last model? It is what we call the Parthenon. The Parthenon is built of 7 key pillars, 7 key pieces that you have to have in place. And if you put these in place and you focus on them one by one by one, you will move faster. That is just a glimpse of the stuff that we teach at Food Dog Group. So if you're a business owner and you're looking for a place to get help, support, knowledge, wisdom to change the game in your business, and you know that you want to be in an environment where it's very family-minded environment, where everybody understands, where they all want to become healthier, they want to get closer with their family and closer with their spouse, well, then I invite you into our world.
It's been not even 6 months. My business has changed pretty drastically. This month isn't even over. It's the highest sales we've ever had. My relationship with my wife, so that's a whole new world as well. And I think being in Food Dog has helped me be able to step into the person I want to be and have that life that I want by design.
Food Dog is the whole picture. It's not just a one thing solution. It allows us to take so many different aspects, whether it's business, it's life, it's wealth, it's finances, it's the whole life wheel, our family. It's like that support system that you have for anything that comes up.
There's a lot more than just business. So it's life, business, family, health, wealth, so much stuff. My life in every category is much, much better since I joined Food Dog.
I was very unbalanced in my relationship. We were niche focused as an agency, but when we look at the bigger landscape, there's a sea of opportunities that we were keeping ourselves from expanding into. And now the possibilities are endless here.
Because I didn't expect to go that fast, that quickly, but also I didn't expect to be where I am as quickly as I am either, as far as an author, my business, just my whole different mindset and how I approach business and everything in life, how I look at things differently.
And that's why I come to Food Dog, because they're the best organization in the world when it comes to personal development.
You get what you need and you take it back with you. End of story.
We already know that you want to scale your business. You just need the power, the plan, the blueprint, and that's what we're going to give you. I kept waiting for the right time, the right moment, the right place, the right year, when my family is grown up, when my connection with my wife is better. But here's what I will share with you. It only gets better when you take massive action. Let's have a talk and let's change not only your business, but your life so you can create financial peace and legacy. All right, I hope I'm going to see a bunch of amazing questions when I'm done with that. Also, second here. Don't worry about that music. I had so many things moving, I jammed up my whole computer. All right, so tell me something you picked up by watching that video anyway. I'm hoping you picked up something of a formula. If you did, can you type it in the chat bar? And then team, I'll be asking you to team me up with any questions that came up. If not, I'll dig into some more of this. We'll spend a little more time together. But I do want to know what you picked up there. Mike, were you watching us? No, I wasn't watching any of you. I was actually watching the video because I'm always trying to learn by everything I see myself, even the stuff we're producing. Financial peace, that's right. See, that's what we want, right? Balance of the parts of my life. Yeah, so you don't wake up one day and you're like, I worked real hard, but my kids grew up and they don't care to be around me anymore. Let's see what else we got. Growth is limitless with the right tools and resources. 100%. When you know what to do, you go way faster and it's way easier. Action with certainty and confidence. Yeah. Grow me and everything around. Beautiful. Each aspect is connect and dependent. Yeah. And some of the people on here were in that video. Andrew was on there, and now Andrew's scaling his company's going to a whole nother new level, right, Andrew? A whole nother new level. All right. Hey, team, do me a favor. Either unmute and give me a question or somebody talk to me on the team, and then, or tell me go back into more strategies. Okay.
All
Andrew,
right.
Aaron, what do we got?
We have 6 great questions, although I don't know if someone just raised their hand, but the first question is from, well, Rosie asked 2 questions. I feel like they're related. I'm about to put them in a chat for you. So those questions are from Rosie. Oops, sorry, Zoom just moved things around on me here. All right, what ideas do you have off the top of your head of how to make a membership work for a service-based company that adds value without discounting? And then would you partner service and product retail consumables?
All right, let me answer the first one. I'm going to give you guys the quickest, fastest route to improve a membership program. And I invested a whole lot of money. It's going to seem like a simple solution, but it cost me probably 25 or 30,000 in consultants to get this. When I built a membership program and I was in the point of how do I sell more, the one strategy they gave me, they said, was do a focus group. And I was like, huh, tell me more about that. They said, it's really easy. Find 3 different levels of your clients that you already work with. Find a low level client, which means they buy a little bit, middle level, buy more, been with you longer, high level, buy a lot, been with you the longest. Put them on a Zoom or put them in person, offer to pay them for an hour, whatever they need, and show them the membership program and say, what is missing from it? How do I make it better? How do I make it faster? How do I make everybody want it? And that has been my proven fastest route to build. I hope all of you are going to give me a boom in the chat bar for that, because every company should do a focus group on everything in your business, because they have unspoken wants and needs. And when you ask them for the spoken, like, tell me the wants and needs, I'll share with you. And this one here has made me, I'm not exaggerating, millions. And if any of you ever think like I'm blowing smoke or stretching truth, fucking call me out on it. I'll show you proof of it. This one's made me millions. I had one question. Some of the people in my legacy world know it. Here's the question. You do that, a focus group, and then you ask all your clients one thing. You ready to make more money? If there was something that I could sell you, okay, that I could offer you, that we don't offer right now, you would rather buy it from us than someone else, what would it be? And they'll tell you exactly what they want to buy from you. And they'll tell you exactly what you need to change. Now, what I used to do is my real top clients with the highest lifetime value. Okay. And I believe you should know the lifetime value of your clients. That's over a 7-year period, normally, is what I say to base it on, depending on the industry and business. When you know the lifetime value, take the highest lifetime value client with the longest years with you and just take them out to dinner. Take them out to dinner. Buy them an incredible dinner and just say, I want to talk about life and I just want 10 minutes to ask you a few questions. If you were in my shoes, what would you do different? If you ran my company, what would you change? What do you love the most about us? Is there anything you didn't love over the years? And that meal that normally costs $200-300 has been worth so much to me. So I would tell you the same thing on the membership side to do that. Number 2, I would get a membership expert, someone like us or someone else, and I would pitch the membership to them, and I would pay them just to say what would they change based on their experience. And you want someone who's done over, you want people that have done over 30-40 million that understand what they changed each level of the journey. Like, I know what I did at my membership program at $1 million, $5 million, $10 million, $25 million, and the one company, 40 million. We sold 40 million the year that I sold the one company. And I know exactly what I tweaked in each one of those membership programs. So it doesn't have to be me. Find someone who's a pro that plays at that higher level and could think that. So that's the next thing. The second part, part that you had there, would you partner a service and product, retail, consumable in a membership program? Like, I think when you look at things, there's partnerships, there's affiliates, there's licensing models, there's white label models. That's a big question to answer without knowing the model. But once I know the model, sometimes what I do is I say, instead of partnering, why don't we go to them? Why don't we buy their product, white label it, and just run it through it? I did that multiple times in multiple companies. So it's no different than you buy, I don't know brands of cars. I'm not a car person, but I do know some cars, it's a certain brand car and you open up the hood and maybe it's Cadillac engine in it or something, or a Ford engine, I don't know. But they just put a different frame, right? They put a different frame inside, and the same thing, use the same engine, different frame. And that's a model that can work really, really well. So it's all about, like, if we peel it back to the beginning when we started tonight, you peel it back and you say, what's the outcome we want? And let's look at the bigger picture of the outcome. Do we believe we could get there? Then look at where we're at. Do you guys want me to draw a model for you tonight? Would you love that? It's a model some of you heard, but every time I draw it, I pay attention to myself. If enough of you, okay, let me do it. Let's do it. Let's do a little model drawing. This model is the number one model that changes everything. And I want you to master it tonight. And I want you to go back and I want you to teach it to your team and stuff. Here, can you guys go a little longer with me tonight, or you're tired? Because I'm not even warmed up yet. I mean, I still got hours and hours of shit I'll be doing. Okay, all in. All right, that's what I want. All in. Here we go. Okay, so if you look at this, most people do not get really, really, really clear where they are at. Some of you know this model. You got to know where you're at. And when I say where you're at, I want to know, where are you at on your marketing? Not just the marketing, where are you at on the marketing deliverables? If you were to rate your copy, if you were to rate the color, the concept, the positioning, the sense of urgency, the different types of offers, that each offer has a specific name, and when to use a QR code, and also a specific named domain name, and when to use a phone number, when to recorded messages, and when to, there's just a ton there. That's just on marketing. Where are you really, really at? And then you got to look at sales. Where are you at on sales? Not what are you making on sales. What's the sales cycle? Were any of you at sales power? Type in sales power in the chat bar. We spent a whole day, I think, on sales cycle. When does the cycle start? What did the people think about? What did the people feel? What did you send them before the sale, during the sale, after the sale? How did they emotionally feel on every level of that? When they bought, what did they buy more of? When they didn't buy, why didn't they buy? When they didn't buy, what were the 3 actions that happened? When they did buy, what were the 3 actions after that? I could spend 30 days in a room with you guys just on sales cycle. Where are you at? Culture. Where are you at on culture? Do they leave? I got team members on here. They didn't have to be on here tonight. They could have said no to be here. There. I don't even know what time it is where Megan is. Type it in, Megan. I don't even know what time it is for her. But you got to know like every aspect of the business. Then I got to know where you're at in life. How do you feel about your health? How do you feel about your wealth? How do you feel about your relationship with your kids? How do you feel about your community? How do you feel about your contribution? How do you feel about your bank account? Right? So we got to get so clear, and it takes time to get there. But when you get there, once you're there, guess what you need to do, Hank? You got to go here. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? How do you want the company to feel? How do you want the marketing to feel? How do you want your employees to feel? How do you want your vendors to feel? How do you want your bank account to feel? You got to know exactly with clarity. You have to be able to close your eyes. Someone said to me, Hank, they said, did you ever imagine a day you would wake up and you built a company like Gold Medal? I said, of course, the day I closed my eyes and I decided that's the company I'm going to build. I knew I'd build a company with over 100 something trucks. I knew I'd have a big building. I knew I'd have a culture that would listen to AC/DC and bang on the table, and I'd have to beg them to go home to their family because they loved it so much at the office. And I knew, what time did she say? Yeah, it's 1:30 a.m. Like, come on now. What the hell? I'm wondering why the hell she's here now. I think she like got to be tired of listening to me by now, but she's here. Not because she has to, which I'm wondering why the fuck she's here now anyway, too. But I appreciate it because she's all in. She's all in on you. She's all in on Food Dog. She's all in on the future of humanity. And she knows when she wanted to move to Portugal, we were all in, weren't we, Megan? We were all in to make her dreams come true. So you have to know, where do you want to go? How do you want the marketing? Do you want it to run 24 hours a day? How do you want your sales? Do you want a sales machine that upsells, downsells, side sells? Do you want a serving culture? Then there's action steps to get there. And you need to know every single step to get there. And there's a step for every step. There's a step for every bracket. And most coaches are trying to solve one thing and not the big thing. You got to understand where you're at, where you want to go. But there's one big piece. And this is the missing piece. I talked about it a little bit before, Hank. This is the missing piece right here. And you know what that's called, everybody? It's called the resistance line. It's called the resistance line. Hey, John. The resistance line is everything inside your mind holding you back. It's everything from your childhood. It's everything that you believed. It's every time you tried to sell lemonade on a lemonade stand and failed, and you hired someone and they took advantage of you, and your best friend screwed you over. It's everything. That's your resistant lines. And the resistant. And until you turn your resistance and you remove the resistance from it, you reprogram it in your mind, Hank, and we remove anything that possibly ever made us feel like a victim. And we take that over this way. And as we destroy this on the bottom, we create massive power that drives us to where we want to go. And when we remove and reprogram the resistant line, that power becomes so powerful that our future we define starts to get pulled towards us like a super magnet. You can't stop it. Once it starts, it's unstoppable. Because your mind is aligned with the future, and it just pulls your future because your greatest future is already built, and it's waiting for you, all of you, to catch up to it. Tell me what makes sense about this model right here. Now, I could take this model. Where's my manager at? Where do I need my manager to go? What are the steps to get there? What's the resistance of my manager? I could take it to my sales process. I could take it to my employees. I could take this model to every micro or macro component of a company. And if you just did this one model alone in every aspect of your company, and you had somebody skilled enough to answer your questions, so you could say, I need to build a brand, do this. And they say, I need to improve my sales process, do this. I need a competitive advantage, do this. If you get that people in your world, then you will move faster than anyone else. And that will happen. You'll scale and everybody will grovel all over you because they'll wonder how you became a decamillionaire. And that's what they'll do. And you will either have action or excuses. You either have focus on what you need to do, or you'll focus on things that just don't make a difference in the world. They just don't. And I watch more people do things that don't move them forward than things that move them forward. Every day I watch it. I just go on Facebook and I see what people are doing and I watch them complain. I don't have this, why they do this. Someone asked me, I want a formula so I could just go around, I could golf, I could run, I could work out, I could race cars, and I want to make massive wealth so I could just never worry about money. I said, I don't know that formula. I don't. Go to one of those people on social media that are telling you they could do it, and most of them are unfortunately lying because I know most of them. Most of them are broke off their ass. So tell me what you just learned in the chat bar. Aaron, throw the next question in. I'm going to share something before I get to the next question because it's starting to get a little late, but I'm going to go a little further if it's cool. We have a couple things coming up for you guys, so I hope it's appropriate now to share. Some of you might already be signed up with it. So let me just show you a couple things. One thing that we have coming up is we have an event coming up, and I'll have them put the page in there. Is anybody here scheduled? You're coming out to Tulsa, Oklahoma? We're going to be in Tulsa in, yeah, is the dates on here? It's probably on here somewhere. We're going to be in Tulsa in a couple weeks. Team, put the date for Tulsa. And in Tulsa, we're doing a 3-day event called Business Power. Has anybody done Business Power yet? It is a dynamic event where we look at every aspect of business, October 1st to 3rd in Tulsa. We break apart businesses. We look at it. You leave with a blueprint for your company. It's 3 full days. 2 days, man, they're 9:30 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night. Last day, we end up about 6. If any of you would like to attend and you're watching this, we have an opportunity for you tonight. Would you like me to share that? Tell me in the chat bar. Would you like me to share it? This is a no joke, all in business. There's not going to be 1,000 people there. I don't know how many will be there, maybe 50, but it will probably be, I don't know, under 100 or something. We'll see how many show up. I'll only let as many as I know I could get individual. I could look at you, see you, we could tackle it. We'll cover lunches for every day. We'll cover dinners for 2 days. We'll give you workbooks and everything you need. If by the end of day 1, it's not game changing for you, you just walk up to us. We'll give you your money. You leave. No hard feelings. We never have people leave events. We will change the game for you. It fits any of 120 different industries, and people on here will tell you that it's pretty amazing every event we run. So that's going to be in Tulsa. I got a special thing for you. That event right now is selling for $5K. Any of you that want to come to it, it's $3,500 discounted right now. Now, I thought to make it even a little better, and I never did it before. If you commit to it in the next 24 hours of watching this, it'll be $3,500. You could break it into payments of 4 if you need to, but it's a little more money because we're breaking up payments. At the $3,500, I'm also going to give you a 20 to 30 minute one-on-one call with me. Okay? I will tell you, I charge a lot more for that today. We'll solve any big problem. I'll make you way more than $3,500 on that call. I'll share resources or whatever you need for it. The next thing is I'm going to package up for any of you that are new in my world or you choose to do it. I'm going to give you the Synergized Exit program. I think it's like a couple $100, like $300 or something. I'm going to give you the Economic Kraken program, and I'm going to give you this. So any of you that are thinking of leaving, hold on 1 minute because I'm going to give you this part. Look at this. This is called our business growth system. This here. Any of you that sign up for Business Power at the $3,500, you'll get the special one-on-one call with me. We'll schedule that at a time that fits both of us. And I'm going to give you this whole system. This system has everything from, you see every one of these? Every one of these items here is a strategy for leadership. Every one of these items is a marketing strategy. Every one of these is a business strategy. Every one of these is a sales strategy. Every one of these is a life strategy. Every one of these is a wealth strategy. I'm not done. Every one of these is a relationship strategy. This alone, I would tell you, is worth $5K easily. So if you take the $3,500 special in the next 24 hours, I'm not selling you, I'm extending a hand opportunity to change your life if you choose it. It is only in person. There's no virtual option for this. Why? Because there's not right now. If you buy this, you'll get this. You'll get the synergized exit. You'll get the Kraken. You'll get a 20 to 30 minute one-on-one call with me, which is normally anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 I charge to do a private call with somebody today, unless they're in one of my legacy programs. Is that a no-brainer opportunity? Can you type in no-brainer in the chat bar, please? If you can't make the event and you would like to just get access to this, you would like to buy this business growth system, reach out to us. We'll give you an opportunity. It's going to be $499, and that's extremely discounted. So if you can't make business power, you're at a position you can only afford $499, but you want every one of these resources. Now, this is for you. It's not for you to steal it, repackage it, go sell it to your clients and shit. It's for you to put in your company. So there's a code of honor here, because this got to have at least $50,000 or $100,000 worth of IP here. I'm doing it here for you guys at an extremely discount if you want it, or you join us for Business Power in person. We're going to give you this right out of the gate to get you started. Okay. If that makes sense, those of you that are in my world or been in my world a while, could you just tell them what kind of offer, the value of that? Because they'll listen more to you than me. If you're looking for some of our other events because you love live stuff and you want to come to it, my team will give you the link. Just go in here and check these out. You'll see all our different events that are coming up. We got Wealth Power, Mind Power. We got tons of goodies. And if you need tickets because you want to sign up and you know for a fact you need your employees to attend training so they can grow, you just reach out, you do a call with me, we'll build a package deal. We'll get you to Business Power, we'll get you to Wealth Power, Mind Power, Life Power. I'll help you build the exact package that serves you and your company. Is that fair? Can you type in fair in the chat bar? Can you type in fair in the chat bar? So we'll make it, if this is the year and you want the foundation to build, so you can have a catalyst from 25 to 2030, you want to no longer ever be a victim again, you want financial peace and victory, and you want a level of certainty, and you want to change generational legacy and wealth for everybody in your family, boom, welcome to the Food Dog world. Okay, guys, let's switch gears. Hey, team. Okay, they put the email there. If you guys got questions, just go to team at. If you want a one-on-one call with me, just type in one-on-one, please. Megan will help set that up for you. I'll get on. I'll walk you through step by step. We'll build a plan. I will not let you attend anything that I don't think's a fit for you. Okay? We don't need to do that after doing 500 million. We're going to build a plan for you. If it's a fit for you, we'll build the plan. And there's a lot of people on here know we won't invite you to things that don't make sense. You want people to sell you shit and get you in things that don't make sense? I got lots of friends that love to do that shit, unfortunately. Not us. Okay. Aaron, if we have a couple more questions, we're going to stay on a little bit longer. Just throw it in the chat bar. I'll read it. We'll do it. And thank you for everybody that's in my world. Z and any of you that are new, if there's anything we could do for you guys, you want to get a call with me, just, type up my team. Send them a message, but I don't expect Megan to return to you tonight because it's in the middle of the damn night for her. All right, Aaron, do we have more questions or no?
Yeah, we have more questions. But first, Mike, the team is still waiting for you to tell them to put the links in the chat. So are you ready for the links in the chat?
So guys,
okay, great.
If you want to take the $3,500 offer and you're a fast action person, they're going to put a link in. You click on the link, you take your credit card, get the points, pay for it. Okay. Like I said, if you come to the first day, you think it didn't have a complete return, we'll give you the money back on the spot. You go back home. Number two, if you need a 4-pay, they're going to put the link in there. That's for a 4-pay payment. I think it's $500 more because it's a 4-pay option. And I'd rather you take the 1-pay. If you take the 1-pay option, you're going to get that 20 to 30 minute one-on-one call with me. If you take the 4-pay option, I'll still honor that, but it will be after you pay the full amount. Not that I don't trust you, just some people in the past did a 1-pay, I did a call, and then they make a different decision. So we'll just make sure honor and integrity is everything in the world today. So you have your pay links there. You have the value of everything. I know I went fast. If we could serve you and this is your year to change everything, you want us as the secret weapon, boom, we're all in. Aaron, anything else I'm missing on that?
No, that's great. Are you ready for the question?
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right.
Thank you for that, John. Let's do it.
Next question comes from Brian Bulger. Is Mike, how do I become a better implementer?
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are going to love this right now. I'm going to tell you how to become the best implementer in the world. You only need to know one thing, what needs to get done, and tell someone else to do it. Brian, we have that new company we are using. If any of you want a company that I will tell you is a secret weapon, they will work a lot of times while you sleep. They're machines, they're experts. You get a success manager, you get 7 other strategic people. Let me see if I can share this with you. If you want a connection, we'll make a private connection for you, and you'll get our we'll make sure that they take complete care of you. Most of the things, Brian, that people need done is a lot of marketing stuff. But even if you need other stuff, I'll show you that. Look at this, guys. This is our latest secret weapon here. It is tested, it is proven, and we are moving faster than ever because we build 50 to 150 pieces of intellectual property a week, if not more. We're really machines at what we do. So Brian, what you do is you make contact with this company, you meet with them, you tell them everything you need to do. Here's one model I would show you. You guys tell me if it's cool. This company will give you a success manager. That means you go to them and you say, hey, I need the team to build a website, build me a sequence of emails, build me a couple videos for YouTube and Instagram. I want you to connect a little automation to my constant contact or whatever you use. Map me out about 5 social media posts, do a little meta ad buying for me, and build me some SEO ads so I could raise the value of my website. Go. And they just go to work. They just go to work. They're smarter than you. They're smarter than me. They do a lot of work. They come back, done, 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 done. You meet with the success manager, do this. Nowhere in the world has there been a time for you to get this at the most affordable price ever. Who's excited about that? Type in excited in the chat bar. I proved it out. This is what they call a pod. We have 2 going right now. We have an operations manager from this company. We have a bookkeeping expert that is a bookkeeping ninja, like we've a QuickBooks Pro ninja, smartest QuickBooks person I've ever met. So if you are looking for something like that, that is the fastest way, Brian, to delegate things. You only have to know one thing. What do you need done? And you just got to be clear enough to tell them that. Now, that takes a little skill set, but we can help you with that skill set because you're in our world. Once you have them up and running, they're going to tee you up. We use teamwork chats. If some of you don't use that, we make everybody work within that platform for us. They correspond right there, which is super fast and efficient. Man, that's the way to do it. The faster you could give a manager something, the faster they go like this. To 7 people, come back 7. 7, 7, 7. It's a multiple of 7, man. You can't move faster than that. So that's my answer. If anybody wants a private connection to that company with the CEO of that, anybody here, you just type in team, email. I need a private connection to, just call it marketing pod. My team will make a private connection for you so they know you came from us. Okay? Okay. Get confused between AI automation and yeah, John, these contractors and sucking on this AI stuff. You know, one of the biggest companies in the globe there with 800 plus trucks, John, you know what he told me? He said, Mike, and he was smaller than me when he came to visit me, and then he trumped me by 1,000,000 times. Went to 800 trucks, I went to 165. He said, you're too complex. Do the simplistic and do it really well and do a lot of it. There's a lot to be said there, guys. A lot to be said there. And too many people are trying to implement AI stuff and they suck at communication. Implement AI stuff and they don't even know the basic structure of culture. They're trying to put in AI stuff like, do you know if you need something to listen to your employees? You have a what kind of problem, everybody? Type it in the chat bar. You don't need to pay someone to listen to your employees. You have a culture problem. I don't pay someone to listen to Megan. She's on here. Well, hopefully she went to bed. Oh, she's still here. 1:30 in the morning. Do I have to record her? No. The culture's good. We don't have to record people. So I agree with you on that. All right, Aaron, throw me another one. We got to get ready to land this plane because I still got some more work to do tonight, and so do you. So
Yeah, we got two more questions. So this one's from Z. Here you go. So how do I stand out in the salon industry and make a difference?
I have the same approach every time. Same exact approach. I was just doing this with someone on this call. You take every salon person, you take everyone in your immediate demographic area that could possibly any be competing. You find out, here's the quick way. You find out their best Google reviews, their bad Google reviews. You find out their brand image and positioning. What do they stand for? You look at all of them. And I always used to call myself like one of the witches of the Clash of the Titan. They pull out their eye. You look and you say, what's missing? Now, whatever the Google reviews say that they suck at, you make sure your positioning is better. Whatever they say they're good at, be way better and different. And that's how you build it. And I would tell you, for most people with competitive, hire someone, grab that info, give it to someone, explain it to them, and have someone else help you. We pay. I mean, tell us in the chat bar. I mean, we're pretty smart, right? Can you type in smart? I mean, you won't insult us, but we think we're pretty smart. We have 7 different coaches we pay right now. 7. And we're pretty fucking smart. Why? Because the day you think you're too smart, you're dying. The day you think you know everything, you're dying. And we do the same thing we're telling you because you can't see the forest in the trees. So I would tell you, do that competitiveness, but the quickest way there, if you want to get to a finish line, get a pro, get someone who's not in the industry all the time so they have fresh lenses, have them look at all of that stuff with the one thing. How do you make me so different that people line up? There's this place in Disney. They sell cookies. Does anybody know what it is in Magic Kingdom? There's a effing line, like 100 people to get the one new cookie that came out. Or so I've never seen anything like it. That's what you want. You want someone will sleep like it's Black Friday. They'll sleep on the sidewalk because you said you have one spot in the morning the door opens, and for that spot, it's $500 an hour to cut your hair. Doesn't matter if you want a curl, a dye, or what. It's $500 an hour. And you show people how you can just blow the doors off anything somebody thought was possible. And I've worked in some hair salon type stuff with people designing things, so I get it really well. So that's what I would do. All right, Aaron, last question for all of us because Megan looks more energized than everybody, and I want her to go to bed because we got a big day tomorrow.
Great. Last question is from Andrew. Can you talk about taking the leap from working in the field to spending your time growing the company?
Man, it's like you should have been on the podcast today, Andrew. The guy was asking me that. I told him the same answer I tell everybody. It's about transition time. There's so many people out there go, oh, you just got to get out of the truck and just go in the office. You know what happens? They panic in the office. What do I do? What do I do now? How do I manage my day? It's a transition. If you're 7 days, go to 6 days. Okay? On the day that you're not working in the field or running, doing those things, that's the day you say, what should I do today? I'm going to do marketing. Focus on 2 parts, growing and implementing. Okay? What don't I know how to do? What do I need to do? So if you know that in a new business you're going to launch or the next vertical, that marketing is a big thing. So what do? You study marketing, which you have access to was anybody else here on Marketing Power? Marketing Power is still, I believe, the most hands down, best marketing training. It's an MBA in marketing in whatever we did, 3 days. So if you did Marketing Power, you're going to study Marketing Power and implement marketing strategies. Then you go down to 5 days and you get people working those 2 days. Then you go down to 4 days and make your transition a peaceful transition. Most of the time I tell people a very peaceful is a year, a push is 6 months. Man, you got to have no children, no family, no wife. You could probably do it in 3 months. But if you got family and children and babies on the way, you go 6 months. And then, the farthest a year, transition out, put people in. And guess what? It's all about, for a lot of companies, it's either selling a product. How do you sell product? It's marketing awareness, get people to buy, get them to buy more, get them to buy more often, right? philosophy at J. Abraham 10-10-10. So can I get a big boom for that? All right. I am extremely impressed tonight, just so you guys know, by how many of you have stayed here tonight with me. Team, can you put all the links in right now so it's fresh? Give them the business power link, give them the specialty pay link, give them the for pay link, give them the events link if you guys want to look at the events. If any of you on here are just broke off your ass, we care about you. Let us know. Get us your address. We'll mail you some books. We'll give you some trainings. We'll keep you learning. Go to our YouTube. We don't want anybody to suffer. So you'll have all the links in there. If this was worth your time and energy, can you just give myself and my whole team here a little bit of love, please, in the chat bar? Was it worth some of your time and energy tonight? Did you enjoy it? Plus, if you want the business growth system, if you want the business growth system at the discounted $4.99, just reach out to the team. And like I said, if any of you you need a one-on-one call with me because you're just like, Mike, you drowned me in information. I don't know what the hell to do. I don't know what to do next. Then guess what? Just reach out to us. We'll jump on a call. I'll help guide you into what to do next. Okay. Otherwise, hey, we got to land this bad boy here. We love everybody here. We're rooting for you. We appreciate you. And we definitely look forward to seeing you on the next training and hopefully in person, okay? In Tulsa. Boom.